Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I'm going to be sharing with you the brand new Revolution Pro Earth and Stone palette. Yesterday I shared with you my thoughts and swatches from the Night and Day palette. I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit more of the longevity of the shadows and all of that good stuff, as well as swatches, and I'm already wearing the palette on my eye, so I'll be giving you a little bit more information about what I think about the actual shades and how they performed. So this is the actual palette. In fact, I'm going to be sharing with you the outer packaging. I'm jumping ahead. Okay, so this is the Revolution Pro Earth and Stone, the packaging itself. So instead of the white packaging, let me just show you them together. So there you have both of them. So the one I shared with you yesterday, Night and Day, and then the brand new one, Earth and Stone. You can see that this one is black packaging. It's a satin finish. It's not shiny and it's not matte, so it's got that satin finish, and also it's got that same finish as the white packaging. So you've got Revolution Pro here, Earth and Stone there. Then of course you've got that it is a colour focus shadow palette across the middle. And then at the bottom you've got the net weight. So you're getting again 10 shades in here at 0.051 ounces or 1.5 gram of product. And the back is exactly the same as the white version. So again, you've got the information, brand, name of palette. Then you've got the ingredients there, along with how the pans are set out. This one again is just cruelty free, not vegan, which I know that you'll be disappointed with, some of you at least, but it is at least cruelty free. Okay, so looking at the inside of the palette itself, in fact I'll share with you the packaging. So again, you've got Earth and Stone. You've got that, like, I don't know, it's like snake print, isn't it? So that kind of effect there, along with the brand name there. This one again retails for £12 and you can pick it up from revolutionbeauty.com as well as superdrug.com. I don't think it's in Superdrug stores, but do check with your local store. It's definitely not in mine as yet. But that's what it looks like. Again, very classic. I think it's very elegant, absolutely beautiful. Now, I do apologise for the background noise. If you can hear cars going past or anybody talking, I've had to keep the window open. It is stifling here in Norfolk today. Not sunny, but just stifling, very humid. So if you can hear or you do hear any noise in the background, it's because I've got the window open. Otherwise, I would melt. Turning the palette over, you have a sticker on the back, just like the white version, with all of the information there. Now, let's get on to the inside. So again, you have a mirror. I've still got that plastic film on it, but you can see it's a good sized mirror. Again, disappointingly with this one, and obviously I spoke about it in yesterday's video, you do have this name sheet. Again, I thought we were over this, but obviously not. That again is disappointing. I just can't stand those sheets. It damages the pans, you lose them, and of course if you want to share shade names, you can't. So yeah, I'll probably stick this on the back or keep it in the box or something like that, rather than in the actual palette, because like I say, I've had pans damaged because of those sheets. Right, let's get on to the good bit, showing you the actual pans themselves. So this is it. Now, this was a second thought because I knew that I wanted the Night and Day. I thought this was very unusual, more cool toned, although I must say that when I looked at the shades yesterday, when I tried it on for the first time, the shades look different in the pan to how they apply, so they're even more cooler than they look in the pans themselves. It's something that I'm going to have to get used to. I was disappointed yesterday, but I'll talk about that in a little while if you haven't seen that video. But obviously I want to go on with talking and discussing the longevity of this, as well as swatches and looking at this palette. This one, I really like the colour story, so it was a second thought because all of the pictures that I've seen of this palette do not do this one justice. There are duochromes in this one that I could see on the Superdrug website. I could see that. With this one, I actually thought all of the shades were matte because, I don't know, the photos just didn't show it off. But when I looked at this for the first time, it actually, well, I was pleasantly surprised. And I opened it up and I was very, very surprised and very pleased because, of course, it's £12. Even though I know that this is a less expensive palette, £12 to me is still a lot of money. It's obviously my money that I'm spending, and if I don't like a palette, then it's a waste of £12 that could have gone towards something else. So I want to like these palettes. I want to be able to use them, and I was pleasantly surprised with this one. So in this one you have now this one is a little bit tricky because you know that I really like a quite a light, I suppose, transitional shade. This doesn't have it. You go straight in with this brown shade here, and then you have the black. What you also have is different kind of formulas. So I also went in with this, which is much more of a satin. And yeah, that one is the satin. And then you have some other, I suppose, formulas. So you have some shimmers. This one's a shimmer, this one, and you can really see them in this palette. So that one, that one, that one is a shimmer. So this is your, or are your two mattes with your kind of satin shade there. Then you have 3 shimmers there, and these 4 at the end are like those, if you saw yesterday's video, you're going to know what I mean. They're kind of glitter, kind of shimmers. They're a different formula, and you can really pick those out today. This one here is the only duochrome here. It looks very light, but it's got a pink shift to it. So there are all of your shades, obviously, you know, discussing the shades on first appearance. So also I just want to share with you what I applied. So I applied this one first. And if you want a really intense brown, you need to get this palette. That is the most intense brown I've ever tried. I had to go in with, so first of all, I went in with my usual, you know, eye contour brush. And I thought, wow, I hardly touched the shade and the pigmentation was outstanding. I then had to go in with a fluffy brush to blend out the edges. It blends out beautifully. It's a beautiful brown. I absolutely love it. So that one there, which the name is called Timber. Obviously we'll get into that in a minute. So that one, love it. Beautiful shade. Then I went in with this one here. So that satin finish kind of shade, and that one is called Ground. So it's not completely matte, but it's not completely shimmery either. So you can use that in the crease, and that's what I did. Then I went in with that same shade, and I went and put it all over the lid. I'm obsessed with that shade. Absolutely stunning. So again, that was Ground. Then I went in with this one because obviously I was testing things out, seeing how shimmery they were. I then went in with this shade Lagoon over the lid and tested that out. It didn't give me the most intense shimmer, so I thought, what can I do just to intensify it? And then I went in with, which one is it called? Or, which is this one here. And that is on my lid. It's beautiful. Now I went in a little bit more gently today because I found with these glitter shimmer shades, if you put too much on at once, you tend to get a little bit of glitter, or as I did yesterday, quite a bit of it falling out down here. You don't want that because that made my under eye look really shiny. And it looked like I was incredibly hot. I was, but not necessarily under the eye, and it wasn't a good look. So I would pat or even if you use, you know, like a glitter glue, just a slight layer of that, these will work really, really well. I haven't used a glue today. I didn't get any fallout underneath, and I really, really love the shade that I used. Absolutely beautiful. And then I went in with this shade, which is called Nugget. That one there, which is like a peachy shimmer, and that's on the inner corner. So that's my look today, using those shades. Now what I'm going to do is swatch them all for you. I'm just going to get my name sheet ready. Okay, here we go. If you can hear sniffing in the background, I've had to bring Winston again up here. Okay, so we've got row 1. So the first shade is Nugget. I hope it's Nugget or Nougat. Well, anyway, however you pronounce it, it's that one there. It's like a peach shimmer, and it's on my inner corner. Absolutely beautiful. Then we have this shade here called Sand, and it's like a, I don't know, bronzy shimmer. Absolutely beautiful. We then have Lagoon, which is this one here. We then have Majesty. That is absolutely beautiful, golden. It's one of those glitter shimmers. Then we have the one that's on my lid called Ore. Oh, love that. Let me just put a little bit more of that on the lid. Oh, I mean, stunning. Like I say, they would really, really work really well with a glitter glue, and possibly don't put it on after your mascara like I have. But that is absolutely beautiful. Now I need a wipe. Okay, so that's the first row. Now I'm just going to dry my hands off, otherwise. Okay, now for the second row. So let me just swatch. I'm going to have to clean that off because that is a black. Winston's still sniffing. I'm going to double that one up. It's very light. Okay, here we go for row 2. So we've got Nuit. I don't know how you pronounce it. Obviously, I think it's a night in another language, but I could be wrong. But anyway, that is the black shade. We've got this one, which is that brown shade that I used called Timber. That is also matte, absolutely beautiful. We've then got that shade, that satin finish shade called Ground. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Then we have the green shade, which is a shimmer. In fact, actually, it's one of those glitter shimmers called Turf. And then we have that duochrome, which looks white, but it shifts to pink, and that one is barely there. So there are all of your shades there. I'm also going to just pop both palettes side by side so that you can see, let me just take the sheet out, them both together. So this is Night and Day, and this one is Earth and Stone. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to give you my thoughts on Earth and Stone, how I found that one today, and then I'll give you a little bit of an update of day and night. So basically, Earth and Stone, that brown there, as I've mentioned, the most intense brown I've ever used, but it also blends out. So if you love your warm browns and you want an intense brown, then I would grab this palette. It's absolutely beautiful. Another shade that I really loved was that one there. Have I got the right? Yeah, this one here, Ground. It's a velvet, beautiful. One thing I will say is that even though there's not that base shade that I really like to go in with, this one worked so well. Usually I'd always say I need that base shade, but this worked so well that I didn't need it. But if I did, I would go in with, let me open the other one up, this shade here from the Night and Day palette. Out of the two, this colour story worked better for me. I know when I'm having a good makeup day because I feel good when I've applied my makeup, and I feel good today. I can look at my eye look and I just feel that it looks absolutely stunning. It's absolutely beautiful and I really, really like it. Let me just get my brush. I've put way too much of that shade on the lid, and I've got one little bit of glitter. It brushes away, no problem. And I think now, because I understand the pans here and I know the differences, you know, there are, you know, in this one there's, well, what we've got 4, haven't we? We've got matte, we've got a satin, we've got that duochrome, we've also got that glitter shimmer. I really do understand the pans a little bit better yesterday than I did yesterday. So I really love this colour story. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Out of the two, I prefer this one, but I think I'm going to have to play around with this one more. That's the thing about first impressions, that I can, you know, give you my thoughts as to how I feel, and I felt disappointed when I used this one yesterday because I thought, oh no. But actually using this palette today, I think if I use the night and day again, I think because I know the formulas better and I know what to expect, I think I'm going to enjoy that palette more. But I really love the look with this one. I just really love it, and if you want that sort of glitter shimmer, these are the ones for you. Absolutely beautiful. So I'll just give you a close-up of my eye look. Yeah, so initially I was disappointed and I thought, oh my goodness, shall I get this? Shall I, what should I do? And I'm really glad I did. This one, out of 10, is definitely a 10 out of 10. Okay, so that is that one. And obviously I love the packaging. It's just so beautiful. I think Revolution Pro are such a great brand. I really love the professional side of things, and yeah, I just love it. Now, what I'm going to do now is just jump back to yesterday's palette and just give you an update as to how I now feel about the night and day palette a little bit more, and what you can expect when you try this one. So yesterday I was disappointed because I used the glitter shimmers and I had a lot of fallout. That I think is, you know, for first impression. Now that I know, like I said, about the earth and stone, I know a little bit more about the actual formula, and I know what to expect. So don't go in really, really, you know, dig deep like you would perhaps a regular shimmer. You know, less is more with these because they have got that glitter. So if you put too much of the glitters, which are like this one, or is it that one? Yeah, that one. Then you're going to get fallout. So either use a glitter glue, you know, a thin layer of that, or go in with a light hand. I also was refreshed that Revolution Pro have come out with a cooler palette and a warmer palette. I think a few of you thought that because I criticised the palette or gave my critique, that I didn't like the colour story. That's not what I was saying. The reason why I was disappointed with these two matte shades was because they look different in the pan, and then when you apply them they looked really like taupey, really grey, and when you look at them they don't look grey, but they did on the eye, and that was my disappointment there. But I think when I kept looking throughout the day at my eye look, I thought, you know, you can, because I'm so used to warm shades, I've got to get used to, like, you know, those cool tones. So I think if I test this out again, I'm going to really love the palette. Like I say, now I know about this formula, don't go in with such a heavy hand. I think I'll be absolutely fine. Another thing that I said in yesterday's video was about those glittery, shimmery shades there, that I felt when I applied them that they were the type of shades that would wear off because I've got a little bit of hoodedness there, not all the way over my lid, but just in the crease and a little bit. I tend to find that my shadows wear off there more, and if I put on like a glittery shadow or something that is shimmery and you know, I pack it on, I tend to find that the wear is quite, you know, pronounced throughout the day. What I wanted to tell you today specifically was that I didn't have hardly any wear at all. I was so thrilled with how the eyeshadow wore. I didn't use a glitter glue, didn't use anything like that. I just put shimmer, I think it was shimmer, and then I put one of these in the middle or over the lid to intensify that shimmer. I was really impressed with that, really impressed, because I don't think I've tried anything like this, you know, glitter shimmer that has stayed on my lids. I tend to get a little bit left on the inner corner, but actually my eye looked really good, and my husband actually commented on how good it looked after, you know, a whole day's wear. And it was very hot as well, so I expected it just to melt off my face, but it didn't. So longevity wise, 10 out of 10. Okay, I'm now going to mention, because I had a lot of comments about these domed eyeshadows, were they baked? I don't know if they are baked. They are of the same quality of eyeshadows that Revolution Pro always release. I don't feel that they are really hard. When you, let me just swatch one. So when you swatch and go in, it feels very soft, very buttery. It's not dry. I've tried a lot of baked eyeshadows, and like I say, I was really hesitating about getting these because I've tried a lot of these domed circular pans where they're baked, and you know, you can rub forever and you won't get any colour payoff. These are not those kind of shadows. They are domed, but they have a great colour payoff, and they feel soft to the touch. They don't feel really dry, as if you're not going to get anything from them. Not that kind of shadow. You can see from that swatch there on my finger. So I am changing my mind. I've got to test out this palette again, obviously, to see if it works better second time round, you know, because of what I know now. But I am pleasantly surprised. Longevity wise, really good. Pigmentation, really good for these dome shadows. They don't feel dry. They don't feel like they're going to crumble, and they last a long time. I was so impressed with that, especially, you know, these type of shadows where you get a little bit of glitter in there, and they usually flake off throughout the day. It was a real test yesterday, actually, with you know, the weather being so humid and warm, and all you have to do is move, and you know, you feel like you're glowing, you know, to put the nicer term on it. But yeah, really changed my mind about this palette because of how it wore throughout the day. I've just got to test out the shades again. Okay, so that's everything that I wanted to tell you about, because I had so many questions from you, especially about baked eyeshadows, you know, where they dry. These are not dry. They are absolutely gorgeous, amazing. And I'm really surprised that that one there didn't swatch better, because oh my goodness, is that intense. Anyway, that's everything that I wanted to share with you today. Obviously this is the Revolution Pro Earth and Stone eyeshadow palette. £12, I'll just repeat it, from either revolutionbeauty.com and superdrug.com, and of course these are making their way into Superdrug stores. Not in any, unfortunately, that I've been to, which is disappointing, but I'm sure they will make their way to Norfolk, Suffolk and Cambridgeshire, stores that I can visit. Okay, I'm going to leave it in your hands as always. I would love to hear your feedback. What are you thinking to today's palette? I think really you've only got one choice. Either purchase both and mix them up like I'm going to, or if you like cool tones, it is night and day for you. If you like warm tones, it's Earth and Stone. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on which palette you like the best, which one's your favourite, have you tried it, what are your thoughts, and what do you think of my eye look today? Love to hear all of that from you. I've got more Revolution Pro products to share with you. I'm really excited about that, and I'll be back tomorrow now. So until tomorrow, thank you so much for your company, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. And of course, please do subscribe if you're brand new here. Thank you so much. Bye.